Hello, Gary Parker here, your stats coach. I wanted to go over a couple assignments from this week. So let me share my screen. That one will work. All right, so first up, here is a problem similar to your written application for this week. It's that National College Health Assessment, and this was from a few years ago, fall 2022. We got 53 colleges and universities participated for a total of 23,000 undergraduate students that were involved in the survey. This is all in the United States. And after looking at the executive summary, I decided to investigate the procrastination idea because I find myself procrastinating on things occasionally. Particularly, I was wanting to record this video a couple of days ago, and I'm just getting to it today. So there's a lot of numbers going on here. So just because you see numbers doesn't mean it is a quantitative variable we're exploring with statistics. In this case, I'm exploring two things. One, the answer to this question. And students had three options to answer that question right here in this column. They could have answered that procrastination did not affect their academic performance, that it negatively impacted performance in a class, or they could have answered it delayed progress toward a degree. And these numbers over here are just frequencies, counts of students that answered this way here or this way here, and so on. I also took into consideration here sex, gender, and based on a few questions, students were then designated male or female or trans, gender nonconforming. And if they didn't answer those three questions related to this, clearly then they weren't counted in terms of male, female, or gender or trans nonconforming. So you can see the total number of people that have an answer to gender, those are the three options for the variable, or procrastination versus academic effect, only 17,635 students are counted for this particular question. So the sample size for this question isn't 23,000, it's 17,635. And a reality when you collect data is for the different variables you have, you don't always have a complete set of results for each case in the study. So that's something to consider. And so then I was curious, is there a big difference between males and females with procrastination? And so I wanted to explore that looking at the data in the study. So just a couple things, based on the description above, how would I describe the sample? In this case, I said, yeah, it looks like U.S. college students selected from 53 colleges and universities in the fall of 2022. This is time dependent, right? Students in the fall of 2022 might be a little different than fall of 2025, for example. And these were U.S. college students. And we believe this is a representative sample of all college students in the US, at least undergraduate college students. I probably should say undergraduate in here. That would make it better. Yeah, let's fix that. Because it does say undergraduate above. All right, that's a better description of the sample. And then the population of interest would be all US. And let's fix that too. Undergraduate. And I find most complicated problems I work on takes multiple drafts for me to really get a good solution worked up. That looks pretty good. What's a case here? A case here is a student, a particular student that was in this sample in fall 2022. That's a case. And that student answered questions. And we have the results of those, summary results of those questions. What are the two variables? Well, one variable is the answer to the question posed up here. And then the other variable is how they ended up responding to the gender or sex issue. And so for each of the two variables, there are three responses. Okay. So you got to remember in statistics, a variable is different than a variable in math. Math, a variable represents a number. In statistics, it could represent a series of categories. So these are the categories that somebody could answer for the first question, and these are the categories available for the gender response. And then I asked a few questions based on the table above. What proportion of college students are not negatively impacted by procrastination? right? So if the study above is representative of college students in the US, then we can look up here and see the students that did not feel their academic performance was negatively affected. It's about 5,836 out of a total of 17,634. And if you whip that into your calculator, you'll see that's around 33%. So about a third of college students in fall 2022 did not have adverse effects of procrastination in their academic life. That's good to know. But then 2/3 did have some trouble, so that's concerning. Another question, I was concerned about difference between males and females. So what proportion of female students responded that procrastination negatively impacted their performance? So here I'm focusing on female students. And so looking at the table, the female students are in this column here. And I was wondering about the ones who were negatively impacted performance in a class because of procrastination. So 6,090 females, procrastination negatively impacted the performance in a class out of a total number of females of 11,131. And so if I divide those two numbers, which I have, I didn't show that here. Interesting. Okay, so which is a better answer? This one that shows the fraction and the percent, which makes it a little more clear where the percent came from. So I think I could improve this. All right, so we'll check that on the calculator. But I believe from the table, 54.7% of female students responded that procrastination negatively impacted their performance in a class. Let's check it out, make sure I did that calculation right. Okay, so I'm looking at female students. And of the female students, I want to know what proportion did procrastination negatively impact performance in their class. Okay, so 6090 11131. Let's see what Desmos thinks. And yeah, 54.7%, right? So we take that decimal, we shift it over two places to turn it over to a percent. And usually in statistics, when we deal with proportions, there's no point in reducing the fraction. Decimal is an okay answer, but most people like to see a percentage instead. So I usually consider the fraction and then the percentage version. If you have trouble rounding some days, then just multiply by 100 to make sure you get that shift at the decimal place correct. So my answer back here could be improved a little bit by being more clear about where that 54.7% came from. And I could do something like 6,090 out of 11,131, or about 54.7% of female students. Yeah, that's a nice sentence. All right. Similarly, for the last question, we want the proportion of those who responded that procrastination negatively impacted performance in the class for female. So this time we're focusing on the group of students that said procrastination negatively impact performance in a class, and then we'll look up the females in that group. So for answering that question, I want to focus on line 2. So my new total is the 9,858. And so 6,090 of them were female. So my ratio this time, my proportion would be the 6,000 divided by the almost 10,000 there. So that looks like it's going to be more like 60% instead of 54%. And then write a nice sentence for that. All right, so your assignment, written assignment for this week is similar, except it's the fall 2025 survey. And I have a link to that part of the survey results here and a screenshot of the data that you need to answer the questions below. So give that your best shot based on what I just went over. And I want to try the AI part next. So I am AI reluctant. I really don't like to use it, but I want to help my students use it better. So what I'm going to do is take a look at the summary here, and I want to come up with something new to look at. So take a minute and look through this and find something that catches your eye and like, oh, that's curious. Physical activity, BMI, nutrition. Yeah, nutrition's pretty important. Food security. I remember being a poor college student and I had a lot of beans and rice and peanut butter and jelly. Exercise, healthcare utilization. Yeah, healthcare is a thing. It costs money. Vaccinations, impediments to academic performance, alcohol use. Yeah, I remember people drank quite a bit when I was in college. I think that percentage of college drinkers has dropped over the years, fortunately. It's a good thing. Careers, family, illness. So much stuff here. Ooh, abuse, that's scary. Tobacco and alcohol use. All right, so ooh, estimated BAC, blood alcohol content. Oh boy, that looks interesting. What's going on here? Driving under the influence. Oh dear. When, if ever, was the last time you drank alcohol, used cannabis? 9% of college students reported driving after having any alcohol in the last 30 days. 26% of college students reported driving, oh, okay, driving after using some kind of drug. All right, I think I'm going to check that out. All right, so then I should document what I'm doing here. So I need a new place to write some stuff down. All right, so stats, AI, assignment 1. And let's see, I'm concerned about college students drinking and driving. A percentage. All right, so I'm going to keep it a pretty simple question. And again, you can make it more complicated by including other factors, but I think I'm just going to keep it real simple. So the next thing I want to do is I want to give this document to an AI to take a look at. And let's see if I flip a coin between Claude and ChatGPT. Ooh, ChatGPT is going to be red. It's yellow. We're going to use Claude. All right. Which link do I want? I don't know. This one maybe? All right, and I believe I have an account. I think it's with that email address. We'll find out. And I don't want to use a paid account. I want to use a free one. Accept, sure. GoPro, I don't want to GoPro right now. Oh, apparently I've not, that's the wrong email account. Oh well, hopefully it'll be helpful. Okay, so can you help me find an interesting problem to address? Question in this executive summary. And I'll paste that in there. Do I want to tell it what I thought was interesting? Sure, why not? I thought drinking alcohol, and I found you got to be pretty clear. Like if I just say drinking and driving, will it get that I'm talking about alcohol or think about soda? I don't know. Uh, every once in a while, I'm amazed at the misinterpretation that AI has of something I write. And again, I'm always amazed at misinterpretations people have of things I say. Communication's hard. I thought drinking alcohol and driving college students is a problem worth investigating. So the big thing is like, how do you find a clear way to express what you're trying to do? And I found often I have to just try again when I'm trying to, communicate with an AI. Investigating. All right, so I'm also going to give it that full report. And if you hit enter, it submits it. So shift enter will give you a new line to put something in. So I'm going to go back and get that full report here. Copy the link and then give it over here. And let's see what happens. Okay. All right, prevalence and trends. Okay. I only have this 1 year to look at, so I'm not sure about trends over years. That would involve, collecting multiple reports. I don't think I want to go that far. What demographic? Oh, do they have demographics of college students drinking and driving? That might be interesting, especially if we could do demographics besides gender. Consequences. Oh, I wonder if there's anything about consequences in the reports. Okay, so it's got some good ideas in here. All right, data analysis, stakeholder input. Uh, all right, yeah, I do want to dive deeper into one of these. All right, so let's see. Let's take consequences. All right. Can you find anything about consequences of spell right, drinking and driving in the reports I linked? All right, so it can search the document a lot faster than I can. Oh, it doesn't even look like it's looking at my links. Okay. All right, let's try re-giving it a link. Let's give it this one. Please review this document. Let's hit enter and then the document. Oh, not right now, please. Gonna get the document. I can't direct. Oh, including the ones you linked. Well, that sucks. Okay, we'll have to come back to this. Damn it. All right, could be continued. All right, let's try this again. So this is my AI inexperience. Can I upload a file? That should be, let's download this sucker. So this is the full report. And here is the executive summary. All right, and back to Claude. Where did I go to ChatGPT? I think this is ChatGPT. Okay, so my coin flip, I got it wrong. Oh well. Add file. Oh, really? Can't do it on the free version? Okay, let's try again. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna scrub this video for now. Let's just keep going, what the hell. All right, I thought I went to Claude. Oh, but the sponsored result got up there. Didn't I click on this? Oh, chat on. Oh, that's not what I usually log into. Okay. It keeps going back there. Well, excuse my inexperience. No, I don't want all that. Go away. So things have changed since, okay, this is what I'm used to seeing here. All right, let's see what happens if I continue there. Will it show my previous chats? No, I don't want. Their buying thing is getting more aggressive. Except Gary. Oh. All right, so we're going to try again with parts of this. And then I want to attach. Oh, interesting. Okay. Guess I have, now this is what I thought I was using here, Sonnet. All right, things have changed in a week. I guess I got some research to do and get back to you. Give me a minute.